When the narcissist realizes you're gone for good, their mask slips. You've made the agonizing yet ultimately empowering decision to walk away. You've severed the ties, closed the door, and perhaps, with a strength you didn't know you possessed, implemented no contact. In the quiet aftermath, as you navigate the complexities of your own healing, a natural, almost inevitable question arises: what happens to them? What happens to the narcissist when they finally, truly, unequivocally realize that you are gone for good? Does their perfectly crafted facade remain intact, allowing them to glide effortlessly to the next source of supply, leaving you to believe they are untouched by your absence? Or is there a moment, a breaking point, when the meticulously constructed mask they present to the world, and even to themselves, begins to crack, to shatter, to slip? If you've ever yearned for a glimpse behind that impenetrable wall, if you've wondered about the true impact of your departure on their carefully maintained illusion, then this discussion is for you. Today, we are going to expose a profound psychological truth: what occurs when a narcissist realizes their primary source of supply, you, is truly irrevocably gone for good, and how their carefully constructed mask inevitably begins to slip, revealing the raw, chaotic emptiness beneath. This isn't about wishing them ill. It's about giving you the vital enlightenment to understand their pathology, validate your journey, and fortify your unwavering commitment to your own freedom. Let's bravely shine a light into the often hidden depths of the narcissistic psyche during this critical phase. And as we uncover these unsettling yet ultimately empowering truths, I humbly invite you to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button to help this crucial message reach more yearning souls, and share this video with anyone who needs to understand the intricate and often painful dynamics of narcissistic relationships. Your engagement is invaluable and helps us continue to shed light on these critical topics. To truly comprehend what transpires when a narcissist realizes you're gone for good, we must revisit the fundamental cornerstone of their being: the false self. A narcissist operates not from an authentic, integrated self, but from a meticulously crafted, grandiose facade designed to mask a terrifying void of shame, inadequacy, and self-loathing. This false self is utterly dependent on external validation, what we call narcissistic supply, to survive. Think of it like a stage actor who has forgotten their true identity and can only exist through the applause and recognition of the audience. When their primary audience, their most reliable source of supply, you, makes a permanent exit, it creates a catastrophic disruption. It's not just an inconvenience, it's an existential threat to their very being. The mask, once held so rigidly in place by your attention and emotional energy, loses its foundation. It doesn't necessarily fall off instantly for all to see, but internally, and often in subtle, observable ways, it begins to slip, revealing the desperate, enraged, and chaotic individual beneath. This process is intensely painful for them, not because they genuinely miss you in a loving way, but because they are losing their primary tool for regulating their internal state and maintaining their illusion of superiority. Firstly, one of the most immediate and visceral manifestations of the mask slipping is an intense, often uncontrollable, surge of narcissistic rage and fury. When the narcissist realizes you are truly gone for good, the initial feeling isn't heartbreak, it's an overwhelming sense of injustice and profound narcissistic injury. How dare you defy them? How dare you abandon them? This translates into a volcanic eruption of rage, directed outward in a desperate attempt to regain control. This fury is primitive and terrifying, stemming from the deepest wells of their shame and powerlessness. They might lash out verbally, send vicious messages, attempt to trigger you with your deepest fears, or engage in destructive behaviors that aim to inflict pain. This isn't about getting you back because they love you. It's about punishing you for daring to leave, for exposing their vulnerability, and for severing their life source. The mask slips as their carefully maintained composure shatters, revealing the volatile, vindictive monster beneath, desperate to lash out and regain some semblance of power through sheer force and intimidation. Secondly, you will often witness or hear about desperate and escalating hovering attempts, far more intense and frantic than any prior attempts. When a narcissist realizes you're gone for good, their initial hovering tactics, the casual text, the seemingly accidental encounter, evolve into something far more frantic, They are like a drowning person gasping for air, throwing out increasingly desperate lines. This is when the future faking becomes incredibly elaborate. The apologies sound shockingly sincere, but are utterly devoid of genuine remorse, and their promises seem tailor-made to hook you. They might resort to extreme measures, like showing up at your work, contacting your family members, faking an illness, or even sending gifts. The mask slips as their usual detached, calculated approach gives way to a visible, almost pathetic desperation. They are no longer playing games. They are scrambling to resecure their primary supply, revealing the terrifying extent of their neediness and their absolute inability to cope with abandonment, even if they were the one who initially discarded you. A third significant sign of the mask slipping is their intensified, ruthless, and often public smear campaign against you. If they cannot control you, they will control the narrative about you. When they realize you're gone for good, the smear campaign that likely began quietly earlier escalates dramatically. They are desperate to discredit you, to destroy your reputation, and to isolate you from any potential support system. The mask slips as their public persona of charm and integrity is strained by the sheer malice of their fabrications. They will invent outlandish lies, twist truths beyond recognition, and present themselves as the innocent victim of your irrationality, abuse, or betrayal. This isn't just about revenge, it's a desperate attempt to protect their own fragile image. By tearing you down, they try to elevate themselves and explain away your departure to their flying monkeys and new supply. This reveals the chilling vindictiveness and paranoia that lie beneath their charming exterior, showcasing their utter contempt for truth and their willingness to destroy another person's standing to protect their own false self. Fourthly, you might observe, or hear reports of, their dramatic public meltdowns or exaggerated victim-playing performances. When their primary supply is gone, and their usual manipulative tactics aren't working, some narcissists escalate to highly visible, theatrical displays of distress. They might publicly cry, loudly lament their loss, or play the role of the tragic, heartbroken individual. This isn't genuine emotional pain, it's a calculated performance designed to elicit sympathy and attention from anyone who will listen, effectively securing new sources of supply from unwitting bystanders. The mask slips as their performance becomes overly dramatic, almost caricatured, revealing a fundamental lack of authentic emotion behind the exaggerated display. They are desperately seeking new validation, new audiences to reflect their manufactured suffering, because the alternative facing their own internal emptiness is simply unbearable. This can be profoundly confusing for you, the survivor, as you witness their seemingly convincing pain, leading to moments of self-doubt about your decision to leave. A fifth, and particularly tragic, consequence of the mask slipping is how they accelerate the devaluation and abuse of any new supply they may have already acquired. When you, the primary source, are gone for good, the pressure on the new supply becomes immense. The narcissist's underlying rage, despair, and insatiable need for validation, once somewhat buffered by your presence, now falls squarely on the new person. The mask slips as the love bombing and idealization phase, with the new supply rapidly deteriorates. The narcissist becomes increasingly demanding, critical, and abusive towards them, projecting their internal turmoil and frustration onto this new target. They can't sustain the illusion with the new supply because their energy reserves are depleted, and their core wound is exposed. This reveals the painful truth that their charming facade was never truly for the new person, but a desperate act to fill a void that no one, new or old, can ever truly satisfy. It's a stark confirmation for you that their cycle of abuse is inescapable for anyone involved with them. 6. An unnerving yet temporary manifestation of the mask slipping can be their sudden, uncharacteristic display of apparent vulnerability, remorse, or even deep despair. This is perhaps the most dangerous and deceptive sign. When faced with the permanent loss of supply, some narcissists, particularly the more covert types, might briefly drop their bravado and present themselves as broken, regretful, or even suicidal. This is a highly calculated manipulative ploy, a last-ditch effort to trigger your empathy, guilt, or desire to rescue them. The mask slips, just enough to reveal a sliver of apparent human fragility. But it's a performance, not a genuine transformation. They are trying to re-hook you by appealing to your compassionate nature. This reveals the manipulative depths of their pathology and their willingness to feign any emotion, even the most painful ones, if it means regaining control. It's a cruel tactic designed to make you doubt your decision and break no contact, pulling you back into the very cycle you fought so hard to escape. Seventh, you might witness, or hear whispers of, their loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities, or even short, isolated depressive episodes. While narcissists rarely experience true clinical depression due to their lack of self-reflection, a sudden, significant cutoff of supply can trigger a profound narcissistic crash. This can manifest as a temporary withdrawal from social life, a loss of enthusiasm for hobbies they once flaunted, or a period of apparent lethargy. The mask slips as their usual energetic, attention-seeking persona deflates, revealing a temporary state of profound emptiness and lack of motivation. This isn't genuine sadness or regret over losing you. It's the debilitating effect of being starved of their essential life force supply. They are experiencing a profound boredom and a terrifying confrontation with their own internal void, which they typically mask with constant external stimulation. This temporary slump reveals the superficiality of their interests and the extent of their dependence on external validation to simply function. Eighth, a more concerning sign of the mask slipping is their descent into obsessive stalking and pervasive surveillance. When the narcissist realizes they can't directly access you for supply or control, their craving shifts to passive, often disturbing forms of engagement. They might obsessively monitor your social media, create fake profiles to view your activity, drive by your home or workplace, or even enlist others, flying monkeys, to report on your movements and interactions. The mask slips as their internal obsession overtakes their need to appear composed and nonchalant. This reveals a chilling fixation, a desperate attempt to maintain a semblance of control, or at least knowledge of your life, even if they can't directly interact with you. It's born from their inability to let go, their profound sense of entitlement to your life, and their need to punish you for being free. This highlights the depth of their pathology and the genuine threat they can pose when their control is completely severed. Finally, the ninth and perhaps most unnerving manifestation of the mask slipping is their retreat into complete, vengeful silence, far more profound than typical silent treatment. If all other hoovering, smearing, and manipulative tactics fail, and they truly realize you are gone for good and utterly unreachable, some narcissists will transition into an unnerving, absolute silence. This is not indifference. It is a calculated, deeply pathological form of punishment and contempt. The mask slips as their need for direct engagement is replaced by a cold, cutting determination to act as if you never existed, to completely erase your memory from their public narrative, and to inflict the ultimate narcissistic injury, total annihilation of your shared past. This silence is often more terrifying than their rage, because it signifies their complete dehumanization of you, a vengeful act of pretending you hold no significance whatsoever. This reveals the chilling depths of their contempt and their ultimate inability to integrate healthy closure, showing how truly pathological their disregard for another human being can be. Each of these reactions, these manifestations of the mask slipping, confirms the profound instability that lies beneath the narcissist's charming, powerful, or seemingly indifferent exterior. It is a testament to the fact that their grandiosity is a fragile shield, easily shattered when their primary source of lifeblood, your supply, is permanently removed. If witnessing these hidden manifestations of the mask slipping has brought a profound sense of clarity to your own confusing experience of no contact, if it has validated the unsettling feelings you've had, please internalize this truth. Their desperate attempts to regain control, their insidious probings, and their internal chaos are never, ever about genuine love, remorse, or any desire for true reconciliation. They are solely about their pathological need for supply, their desperate craving for control, and the frantic, lifelong maintenance of their fragile false self. Your courageous decision to implement and maintain no contact is not just a boundary, It is a powerful act of profound self-love, and it directly challenges their deepest psychological vulnerabilities, stripping away their carefully constructed illusion. Armed with this vital enlightenment, you can strengthen your resolve, finding renewed determination to remain free. Their attempts to contact you, to hurt you, or to monitor you are not signs of their strength, but rather chilling indicators of their profound desperation and the terrifying internal void they constantly face. Every moment you steadfastly maintain no contact, every single time you refuse to react, you deny them the very supply they crave, and in doing so, you reclaim an invaluable piece of your own precious power. Now more than ever, focus fiercely on your own healing journey, on rebuilding your life with authentic joy, and on nurturing genuine connections that uplift and respect you. Remember this truth deeply: your hard-won peace of mind, your unwavering sanity, and your fundamental freedom are non-negotiable. Stay strong, stay silent, stay free. Thank you for joining us today, for bravely looking at these uncomfortable, yet ultimately liberating, truths, and for courageously taking the definitive steps towards your own complete and enduring liberation.